Fight Child Protective Services and Win. I'm here with my co-host, Cynthia Becker.
Thanks, Vince. Let's take another call from Brent in Indiana. Brent, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Do you have a question or a story?
Kind of both. Really, my case is really extensive. It's been 3 years, actually, around this time is whenever I first got my son. I don't know, over these 3 years, a lot of events have happened. Well, let me start at the beginning. Well, I'm a non-offending parent, and at my custody hearing, went for emergency custody, so they added me and his grandma. It's my son's grandma and my son's mom that were kind of in the tiff. I sat across town, and it all went awry. But I ended up getting him like 4 days later, and they didn't offer me anything, didn't have anything for me. But along that time period, I had him for about 2-3 months, and they made up some erroneous facts, like I dropped him and all of his things off, even though I showed him pictures. I didn't have all of his things. I still had a lot of things of his. Excuse me. And whenever everything broke down, they just kind of sent me into a wild whirlwind of a lot of different things. And over this time period, his grandmother, his mom, and their great-grandfather have all passed away. So it's like I'm just in a stuck position. He's been out of the house for like a year, and it's not even with no one of kin. They said it's light kin. And
hey, Brent.
Yeah.
It sounds like you do have quite a story to tell. May I interrupt and ask if you would ask us a question, and then maybe we can kind of ask you questions about your story?
Okay, I got one. If this has gone on for 3 years, and I ain't seen my son it's been almost a year now, is there any way that anything can be brought up about any of this case? Like, he's not with kin, he's with light kin, they said. And I don't know if my grandparents they wasn't even ever offered a position, you know?
So he's in foster care, is what you're saying, and you're wanting him placed with a family member? Yeah.
I mean, that would be ideal, but I've had 3 attorneys altogether, and 2 of the 3 attorneys didn't even offer it, and I kept bringing it up, but they acted like it was too far gone or something.
When is your next court hearing?
I don't have one. I've had a protective order put on me, and the case has been over with. It's been almost 3 years. This is just like last September. It was around the time that his mom passed away.
So the case is closed?
That's what they're saying, but I still ain't got no paperwork or anything. They never gave me paperwork on it.
Do you know if they terminated your parental rights?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
When did
the foster family put a protective order on me?
When did they terminate your parental rights? How long ago?
It was just December. That's when my baby mom passed away.
December 2019?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as you know, I'm licensed here in California, not in Indiana, but I'm going to answer the question as if you were here in California, and maybe you can talk to a attorney there in Indiana. For you to turn this around and get the child placed with a relative, or even get the child back in your custody if you were here in California after your parental rights have been terminated, it's going to be very, very difficult. If not, I hate to use this word, but impossible. I mean, your rights have been terminated. In California, you wouldn't even be considered the father or even a parent of the child.
That's what they told me.
Yeah. So California does have something that you can do, and it's very difficult to win. It's a motion to set aside the adoption. And in California, for example, you can make a motion to set aside based upon fraud. But I don't know if you have that in Indiana. And first of all, I don't know if you even have the evidence to try to make that type of motion. What you should do is you should find an attorney in your state that practices in this area that's an expert, and you go talk to him or her, pay for the consultation. They might charge you $50, $100, $200, what it is. Sit down with them, and they will be able to counsel you as to what you can do in your state.
They about drained me on the attorneys. I went in, I've had an attorney, I'm still owe $850 on that attorney. And then my public defender, she's the one that initially made it a Chin's case, which I didn't, at the time, I didn't have the education or the knowledge of any of it. So it was like, I thought it was okay. I thought that was a step closer to my rights being there, because I went to try to get emergency custody, and they just didn't respect it, didn't honor it. They put me in the same category as her.
Right.
Which, I mean, me and her co-parented, but she got in trouble. That was what it was. We didn't hang out or nothing like that. We didn't, you know what I mean? And then this whole time period, it's like they just stole all the will from her to the point where she had to sign her rights away. They lied about that too, because they said that if I were to lose my rights, then she said she would sign her rights away. She signed her rights away, got out of jail, and passed away like 3-4 days later.
Hey, Brent.
And yeah.
Your story is just absolutely horrific. I would love to interview you on my show if you would be willing to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, you could private message me on the reality series, CPS The Horror Stories, or call at 626-594-5526, and we'll set up an interview, and then maybe we can figure out another solution. But I do want to thank you for calling, and I hope to hear from you soon.